Hi and welcome back. Now today, as asked, we are going to look at the large furnace base. One that I haven't really touched for a long time, but a lot of people seem to be asking for. Now to change things again today, we're actually going to be building someone else's base. A subscriber who does have a channel called Kexy, who sent me his build, which I've altered to suit mine. Mine's been on the right, his been on the left. I will leave a link to his original build. He may still have it on his channel that he put it on. However, anyone who builds a large furnace base, for me personally, you should never use this as your main base. This should be into the wipe, a strong, fortified base, act as a backup. Now, I say backup because if you're smelting everything in there, people know it's your base, they're going to get everything straight away. Whereas if you use your large furnace base for things like heli and just smelting in general, keep it separate, use it as an external TC more than anything. If you're going to be building this and using it as a base, I will show you bits to upgrade to make it stronger. Now, my version is only slightly altered from the original version, but as I said, I've only done it to make it my own, just as I say in every single video. So let's jump in and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Now, if you have a base that you want to show me, by all means PM me in Discord, the link is below. I'll try and do one of these once every 2 weeks, maybe once a week. Now, this section here is actually done by an automatic switch in Kexy's base. I'm not going to enter the realms of how to set up the automatic switch because it will take too long, and this video is going to be extremely long as it is because of the way it's broken down. Now, the old Casimo airlock in place, very nice touch, one that I used to always use when actually playing the game. Now, coming in, you will need a ladder for this section, but we're building it in reverse, so it gives you time to get the ladder. Shotgun trap at the top, can be drained, it's there just as an effective measure to stop people from getting in straight away. A drop off box, as you've seen, come into this area, you have an area where you can look out if you are getting attacked or taking heli, swap these windows for braziers and just take it from there. And then in here, now where I've slightly altered this area is in this section where I've put a bedroom instead. Reason being, I have put a double bunker downstairs and you have to respawn quickly the other side to actually close both sides of the bunker down. I'll show that in a second. Now, as you come down, again, massive doors. In here you have a honeycombed loot room as well. Again, separation of loot is key. Make sure that you separate your loot between your base and here, so if those pesky onliners or Korean zergs do come, they're going to have to work even harder to get everything for it. Now, as you come down, you'll see armoured walls. I'll show them later. This section here, you can place a floor piece and it will allow you to actually lock it off as a bunker. Now, you can put double doors in there as well. I would recommend putting garage doors wherever you can. As you break it down, inside here I've just sporadically put boxes in. If you want to use this as more of a section, then you can. But for me, I'm just going to keep it the way it is. Now, as I said, you have a garage door in this section. Obviously, you'll probably be able to jump a lot better than me, but for some reason I can't. In here, I've shown where it shows for a full build for a TC. Now, you have a level workbench in here if you wish. Maybe have your level 3 in here away from your main base because a lot of crafting will take place in here. But again, it's up to you. Remember, I'm looking at this as a secondary base, so level 3 will probably be in my main base. Again, the difference from Kexy's base, I have a loot room in here before you go into the actual base itself. Now, weak points. There are some weak points here, I'm going to be honest, but you'll have to go through a metal foundation and through armoured foundations and it will take you into the bunker itself. Now, there's still quite a lot of rockets, but you can combat that by literally just putting more honeycomb on if you're going to use it as an actual base. As I said before, the choice is yours if you're going to use this as a full base. If you are, I recommend that you put all the honeycomb in this back section. I will not do it for my base. I just want to show you it for now and give you the choice if you want to actually use it. So I said this is going to be a long build, so bear with it, but there's a lot to go through, and the stages I've broke it into I feel are the best stages to actually build this base safely. Now, you will need relatively flat ground to do this. It's maybe better to put the full footprint out test it first in Twig to make sure it actually works. Now, if you want the footprint, by all means, ping me a message in Discord and I'll send you a picture of the actual footprint itself so you can have it on a second screen to make sure you get it right. Now, there's ways you can do this so it actually works as a starter base. This is probably a more expensive way, but for the purpose of the video, I'm going to do it this way instead. Now, once you have it down, you need a flat wall in place, which I'll tell you about in a second, the reasons why. Leave that twig because it's going to come out. Then put normal walls all the way around as you normally would. Once that's done and in place, you're going to take your floor piece, take it here and take away this main wall. That will leave the floor piece in place. So it gives you that separation, so if someone's firing down, they've got another section to go through and it's going to cost them more. It's the only reason why we're doing it. And it works a lot better for the base itself. Now, when you come to this section, you're going to want to put half walls all the way up. This just means that you can later use the half wall sections and the bunker section. Close this off, and for the time being, if you're building it like this on a server, lock this off, and that is that bit done for now. We'll come back to that later. Now, this section, we're going to continue with the triangles. Now, up here, close it off. Kexi done his base a little differently from mine, where he actually had large boxes up here, but he didn't have the second bunker spot. That's why mine is going to differ quite a bit in terms of the main layout for the base. Now, in here, you want to put small boxes. You'll see in here, I have to destroy one. You have to bear in mind, with Rust now, if something overlaps at all, it will not let you put something down, i.e. like a furnace. It will stop a garage door, etc. So pay attention to that before you do it. Once that's in place, if you can, get back up and put the small boxes in. Now, I know I'm using no clip. You'll have to jump about. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. I'm doing this for speed. You'll see I can get the boxes in now. But when it comes to putting the door in, it won't actually let me put the door in. So you have to mess around and just play with them. It's annoying. I don't know why Rust have done it. Evil Rust as well has highlighted it as a bit of an issue. No one really knows why they've altered it, but they have. You can see it's red. As soon as I remove that box, it will go green, blue. See, done. It's just really annoying. You have to mess around with it if you want to use that. You can also put a shotgun trap there. So when they open the door or get through it, they've got a shotgun trap to deal with as well. That'll let you decide on what you want to do with that. Now, again, put your half walls. That will act as your section for the bunker for the second entrance. Now, as I keep saying, furnaces should only be used as a secondary base. Don't use it as your main base. To break this down, you're going to have to probably just take enough resources outside with you, die, respawn back inside with your bag that you've got inside, break the twig, and that's your back out. I'll leave that to you. You may have an abundance of stone laying around or metal and want to use it and can fly through this. Some people want to do it differently. Now, when you put your TC down in here, you have to make sure you have a gap from the back wall and the side wall. Why? Because it will not let you upgrade to armoured anymore. Now, drop it down, test it straight away. Yep, it will let me upgrade. I'm going to do everything in armoured now for the suggested bits that I feel that you should put in armoured for this section of the base. After that, I probably wouldn't put any more other than one wall, which I'll show you later, which is a bit of a weak spot, but it certainly toughens it up. You're going to want other foundations as well. Again, this is an example. Do them from metal for now, and when you get further into the wipe, or when you get the resources to waste and you've recycled a lot, you can then change this to armoured. For the inside, I'd only put it to metal, because it's going to have honeycomb and round about it outside anyway. So it's not going to make too much of a difference if I'm being totally honest. And you want to keep that upkeep relatively low. 33 HQM for the time being is manageable. Now, getting out is a bit of an issue because of that wall. People could probably do it a lot easier than I can, but I want to show you just how annoying it can be rather than just flick through and make out as if it's super simple when it's not. So we'll jump on to the next stage now and we'll just build out and I'll do the actual furnace footprint itself. Now, for me, the next section is going to be making the whole footprint. This is basically so you can see it for yourself a lot quicker than breaking it down in other ways. As normal, make sure you have your 4 square foundations down. As I said, try and have this all built up first so you can actually try it in Twig to make sure the land around it is actually okay, and if you have to make alterations you can where you need to. One side is going to have 2 squares, that's going to be the entrance side that you could see in the actual intro. Now, very important, you have to do this or it will not work in most cases because of the new way the upgrade system works in Rust. Break away the triangle and the 4 squares that I have now. Upgrade these 2 triangles to metal now. The reason being, if your oil refinery is too close, they will not upgrade. Okay, for some reason they've changed it, so armoured and metal are really crap for upgrading when it comes to later building. A lot of people are having to break the TCs out and break other things out to try and get things to upgrade. Now, place your oil refinery down. I'll show this in real time because some people will struggle with getting the large furnace in as well. I just want to show I had the same trouble, so did Kexi, but you have to mess around with it. It may take a lot of to and froing, but I would do this part before you have the walls in, simply because you may have to do this and mess around. There's nothing worse than making the whole base, leaving the furnace till last, and you can't actually get it in. It'll be highly annoying for me, and I'm sure it'll be highly annoying for you as well. Once it's blue, make sure you move it to the centre as possible, simply so you can get all the walls in around it. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck with the problem of your furnace overlapping the foundation and not letting you put walls in. Now, Kexi managed to get a large box in this area. For some weird reason I couldn't. It may have been because I was doing it from above. You could probably spam jump from below. If you do struggle, just use a small box. It's only there as a jump spot to help you up. So as you've seen, I struggle with jumping in this game regardless of the keyboard and whatever. It just won't work for me. Now, this again is a section which I altered, which I'll show you later, which became the loot room. Now, the rest of the footprint, very simple. As I said, DM me on Discord, let me know if you want the footprint, I'll send it out to you. If I'm not around, I will try and put it in the actual bases room and pin it in there in Discord so you can get it quite quick. Work your way around, it's completely symmetrical. Myself and Kexi did mess around with the footprint a little and just found that it made it harder to actually build. It made it stronger but cost a fortune. This is what we recommend for this base itself. Now, as I said, this is a furnace base, it's a secondary base. We can all pop holes in it and say it's only going to be 2 foundations. It's only supposed to be a furnace base. If you want to make it a full-on base, you'd obviously wrap it in stone walls or put more honeycomb around it. That's for you to decide. It depends what type of server you're playing on and how dedicated you are to making sure that you can get through it. Now, moving to the section above. This is where it gets a little bit more complex because we're using half walls and jump spots. Where you had the second bunker opening, which we closed up before, we're going to start building that up now. You can put garage doors in these places as well. If I forget to do it in the actual build, apologies, but just make sure you put the frames in. This will have to be in metal. I've just said, don't mess around, just get it in metal first. It just secures that area down a lot quicker and a lot easier. I would put this armoured simply because if someone just shoots that wall through, if they get in, they'll be straight into that bunker spot. For the sake of the 7 or 8 upkeep extra, it's probably worth doing. Now, when you get to the top, again, you're going to close this down. You will have a door up here. This will be one of 2 doors in this section. Now, beware of splash damage. You can use garage doors. I would probably recommend using normal doors because it will limit the splash as well. Not a great deal, but it will limit it a little piece just to make sure that you're not getting cucked straight away. Once that's down, you can lock it down and you can now start to use this section. Bear in mind, you have to have some sort of scaffold to get up, i.e. twig stairs, etc. I'll show that later, a proposed spot if you're building like for like as I am, because now when this is all walled off, you can't really get to this access, and we're going to be walling the next section off very shortly. So bear that in mind as well. If you build it all up, make sure you've got twig so you can actually get back in. Now, coming to this section, we're going to wall all this section off and have the loot room as we mentioned. place it all down. If you can, do it in metal first. I'll put a box in here just so you know that this was going to be the loot room. So as you're watching, if you're watching on mute, as you build it, you can actually, it's just a reminder for you, that's what it's going to be. Use a garage door if you can. Again, this was the weak spot that I said. You're going to want to put honeycomb behind it, and honeycomb behind the oil refinery as well. Put the box in there just for the time being so you know. Now, again, use another frame, lock it down. Now you can actually put any door you want in there. It's not really going to make too much of a difference, if I'm being honest. Now, moving on, we're going to want to start securing the furnace area itself, because you want to start using the furnace at the quickest possible point, because let's face it, a large furnace base is basically so you can actually use it. And you can't really do anything with it if you don't. Now, as I said, you may want to honeycomb the back of this. For the sake of what I'm doing at the minute, I'm not going to do it, because this is just be secondary to me. If they get into this area, they get in. It's not a big deal for me, because I will only be keeping limited stuff in here if I use it. Now, a bit of an important bit coming up, so make sure that you pay attention. Where this triangle is and you put the floor piece in, you're going to have to put a half wall above it. Now, the reason being is that will level out the floor grills, as you can see in a second. Once you put the floor grills in, that will allow you to start completely securing that section up. Break that away, that's meant to be metal. You can do this in stone and upgrade at a later date as well. Don't feel it has to all be metal. I'm just doing it in metal now because it's simpler for me to do it and quicker for me to do it as well. Now, put normal walls around the rest of it. Again, metal or stone. Do not put it in wood like someone did the other day on a server that we were playing on, because we just broke straight in and basically took over the base. Lock it all down. Now, I will show you what I meant by having that half wall in place. This will allow you to then lock this section down completely. I know the floor grills don't do a lot, but it's the only thing we've got. I personally think we should have some sort of armoured floor grill to toughen it up. If help wants to actually help out in building rather than kill it, it would be greatly appreciated. Now, because we've done it that way, we can get two sections in, so it strengthens it up a little bit. You can put half walls in between the two as well if you wish. It depends on how many resources you've got at the time, but I'd recommend doing the bottom ones first and working your way up. There will be another section later in the build, so it'll be technically 3 layers to go through. We'll put the floor grills in now, just so as a reminder, otherwise I will forget later in the build. Drop them all in. As you can see, now we've got 2 layers of protection of the floor grills. It's a lot easier than just having the one. I say if you are stuck for resource, just get the top one done, because that will allow you to continue the base the rest of the way up. Now, that triangle you can see, you can actually close that down, because we won't be using that as an access at all. I'll probably armour that as well. However, I'll leave that up to you if you want to waste the HQM. Probably do it in metal, because you're going to have to go all the way across the base to get to that gap anyway. So it's not really super important, but depends how secure you want to be. And again, if you're using this as an actual base, you might want to make sure it's done. So we'll lock this down just now. As I said, I'm going to just do it in metal. You may want to do it in a different sort of HQM, it's up to you. Or you may want to experiment and try and get some sort of bunker jump up there as well, if it is simply going to be a furnace base for you and nothing else. Now, as I said, this back point, you're going to have to put some sort of twig stairs to get up to this as you're building. Bear that in mind. You can get from the inside as well, as I'll take you around all the way now so you can see what point you're at. You get 2 bunkers. This will get you into the actual furnace itself, but you'll see there's actually no way out because we've enclosed this whole area now. So as I said, you're going to want to make sure you have some sort of stairs that will get you up the back, which I'll show you in a second. And this stage is pretty much done. Now, as I said, you may do it differently. However, for me, that's how I want you to try and break it down as an easier port of call. Now, for the twig, you can put them in any of the squares at the back just to get up. Now, it's just to aid you as you're building it. Bear in mind, if someone shoots it out, it's going to cause you issues, and they can get up to this area whilst those are in place as well. But it doesn't really matter because ladders are a thing, so don't worry about it too much. Now, the entrance that Kexi made we are going to do it pretty much the same, but change it a little bit. Now, I'm going to do it on twig first, just so you can see exactly how it was done. The wall frames, I'm going to do a solid wall just now, but you can put a shop front in at a later date if you wish. It's up to you if you want to put the stone then put them in. I recommend having the shop fronts. I think they're extremely good. Quite strong for what they are as well. But for me, for this, I'm just going to put a normal wall in, just to show it a bit differently. Now we're going to close all this section down. We will do this in metal as well. I say I'm doing everything in metal just because, for me personally, that's how I would build this. Put the ladder in place. By this time in the wipe, you should hopefully have a ladder. Now, this is probably going to take you a good few hours of running roads and farming to get anyway, so surely you're going to come across some sort of box with a ladder in it. If not, you're going to have to trade or find some other way and means of getting the ladder as well. When you offline, pick the ladder up. It means they have to use their own ladders to get up, and the shotgun trap will slow them down if it's in that place as well, because they're going to have to jump in and jump up with it to actually place the ladder itself. Now lock this area down. Again, I'm just using metal. I'll break it out as quick as I can into the actual area itself. Now up here, you can bypass the doors by just rocketing up through that wall. So again, if you have the HQM, maybe put that one to high wall. Again, up to you and what you've got at the time. You may not have it. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Upgrade all this section. Now, this is more of going to be the loot room and the sleeping area. Now, I'm able to get this half wall clipped through and put a triangle here, which allows me to make an odd jump up spot. That's another thing about putting the frames in and doing it in the way that I've built it. It allows you to put these little things in. If you've done it differently and you can't actually place that yet, don't worry, use a furnace, it will allow you to jump up. So don't panic, it doesn't mean the base is null and void, it just means you have to do it a bit differently. As I said, try and make it your own, change it around as many ways as you can. Now this is the other loot room. Again, separate loot as much as you can. Put a double door in the middle as well, like I did on the actual build itself. Separate it all out. As I said before, use single frames, it just minimises splash a little. It's just, garage doors can be peaked together, it's just going to stop it just blasting right through. It's not going to do a great deal to it, but it will slow it down in some sort of way. Now up top, just put windows. Do not use it as your little camp tower. We had someone on a server who decided to make a little camp furnace, and they quickly got deleted by a Zerg within half an hour of starting to bolt everyone from the top. People don't like it, and they will happily just destroy your base and delete you from the server. Don't be that guy. I know someone will do it, but that's your prerogative. If I catch you doing it, I'll be sure to be there to make sure that I can try and kill you and laugh at you as your L19 falls through the window and I take it for free. Now, play through it, keep building this up. This section has come to close now. You can build up further in this if you wish and make another floor. It's completely up to you how you do it. I'd probably put stairs in this area and just make an upwards door, garage door, build it through. Make a helipad area. Again, it just depends. I cannot fly the little things to save myself at all, so I will not be making a helipad, because every time I get into one I get a life expectancy of about 6 seconds before I crash to the ground and explode. You may be better at flying them. I am not very good at them at all, like most things in Rust, including PvP. Now, up here, as I said, this is where I had the bedroom in this area. You may want to do what Kexi done and just put windows in there and put a couple of boxes, as you can see here. He done it slightly different from me, but for me personally, I wanted to have a bedroom up here, so if something happened, like I was going to take heli or try and aggro it, I could quickly F1 kill, get into my bed, jump up and try and grab it very quickly. Also, I need it because I need to close both bunkers, and I can't close both of them and upgrade the floor tile basically from one bag, so I need another area. I don't want to be spending too long waiting for bags because they're in the same area, proximity as each other. So it's your playstyle really that matters for this. If you want to make it windows, by all means, and you don't want to make the second bunker and just have a door like you can see in Kexi's video link below, it's up to you how you do it. Now, After that, it's just simply just putting all the windows in place. I'm not going to put the embrasures, etc. It's up to you how you choose to do it. I usually use the armoured windows and just take them out as I need them. Vertical embrasures are okay, but people can just rocket through the gaps, and it kind of basically just destroys your base, and you can get more spread for free basically. After that's done, just lock down the roof, and the rest of it is self-explanatory really. It is just honeycomb, nothing major. Again, you're going to have to have grills up top here because Helk decided to kill building altogether and try and be a massive role player PvP god, which he's not. After that's done, put your grills in as you had, place them down. Just bear in mind it doesn't take much to get through these, so don't put too much loot into that bedroom. Just have a simple gear set and maybe a crappy semi that's nearly broken just to get the attention, the aggro. When it's here, the rest of your team will be here and they can bring up decent stuff from downstairs. Up to you how you play it. Now, as we come outside, you'll see all the areas that are quite obviously requiring some honeycomb. You can honeycomb up as much as you like. I'm going to use B grade simply because I cannot be bothered extending this even longer than it has to be. As I said, this is a very long video as it is. We don't want to drag it on any more than it has to be. Now, if you're going to use the turrets, have them Peacekeeper. No one likes running past and getting absolutely demolished by a bloody turret for no reason. And trust me, if people do get it, they will come back and they will absolutely smash the hell out of your base. It happened to us this week. We didn't put in Peacekeeper and a very angry Korean group decided to come back and destroy the living hell out of it. So don't be that guy and don't put yourself at risk. Leave it in Peacekeeper. If anything, it won't waste ammunition that you don't have to waste as well. But use it as a trap if you wish. If you're in a busy area and you don't really care, then just blast them away. It's up to you how you do it. Now, with this, people can ladder up. Bear that in mind and take the windows. So if you are going to have turrets, I'd probably put them up there more than anywhere. But again, personal preference. Turrets are harder to get now in some servers. I find it still quite easy, to be honest. Then from there, you're just going to keep doing the honeycomb as you did before. I'm not going to teach you how to suck eggs. Honeycomb is honeycomb. There's no wrong or right way to do it. Just make sure if you do it in stone that you don't put it backwards or someone will just sit there and pick it out with a spear because they've got absolutely nothing else to do with their life. Again, because the loot room is in there, you're going to honeycomb that section. Spreading loot is key if you are going to use this as a base. As I said, I recommend you wouldn't use it as a base, but some people will. I get that because they don't like to farm too much and they just want one base that does everything. This could be that base, but bear in mind it's a furnace base at the end of the day. It's limited. You want to make sure that you have it cost effective. Now, I have another furnace base coming up, which is basically a fast build furnace base, which looks more at being super cheap and cost effective on upkeep. It should be out for white, but this one, as I said, Kexi sent it across to me. I actually quite liked it and I'm actually going to use it as well because it's annoying for people who just try to get through doors. I don't like door raiders. I honestly think they're the scum of the earth. They just wait till you go offline in the first night and just satchel bash every single door. It's annoying. I don't tend to do it myself. I like to get rockets because for me Rust has always been about rockets. But I get it, some people just like to smash it straight away. Just quick note for me as well, just pop foundations off any square that you've got. Squares just take up so much room when they're taken out by rockets. If you can put some down, just drop them down. You don't have to, but I personally think it's a lot better to do. So guys, that is it. Let me know what you think down below. As I said, this may be a feature to do where I show other people's bases and put more little twist on them. Let me know if you think it's a good idea and if you want to see it in the future.
I go la 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 la.